gives. And Yahweh thy God will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. So once the real Israelites go back into their land, all of their enemies will get persecuted, and all the curses will be put upon their enemies. This is the reason why the Negro awakening, aka the Hebrew Israelite awakening, the true Hebrew Israelite awakening, terrifies the other nations, because our rise means their fall. You notice that the fall of this world seems to be happening at the same time as the rise and the awakening of the Israelites. You think that's a coincidence? You think that's a coincidence that this world is falling coming upon Babylon, and the Bible talks about judgment upon the daughter of Babylon? What do you think judgment is coming upon the daughter of Babylon for? For the captivity of the Israelites. You think all of this is a coincidence? Right? That the Tav, that's being formed by the eclipses signify, it represents the number 400. And this is happening in the same year that the 400 captivity of the Negroes is reached in America. 400 years since the Atlantic slave trade started. This year is our 400th year. The Tav is happening over America. Coincidence? No. See, this is why it's a scary time for Gentiles, for heathens, for non-Israelites. Our awakening signifies the end of the world, the end of everything they've known. It's all over. And the tail becomes the head, and the head becomes the tail. Now imagine if you're people, if you're the nation of people who are the head, and you see that you're scheduled to become the tail. That has to be terrifying, right? So it says, and thou shalt return and obey the voice of Yahweh and do all his commandments, which I command thee this day. And Yahweh thy God will make thee plenteous in every work of thine hand, in the fruit of thy body, and in the fruit of thy cattle, and in the fruit of thy land, for good. For Yahweh will again rejoice over thee for good, as he rejoiced over thy fathers. If thou shalt hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which are written in this book of the law, and if thou turn unto Yahweh thy God with all thine heart and with all thy soul. This is the reason why the entire world, they have worked hard to keep the Negroes in the dark about their heritage, because the blessings of the other nations was tied to us living in sin, to us not knowing who we are. Once we awaken to who we are and begin to keep the commandments of God and to get right with him, that he would begin to punish our enemies and lift us up and to bless us again. They can only receive their blessings as long as God was upset with us, as long as we weren't calling ourselves Israel. That's why they calling it anti-Semitic for us to call ourselves Israelites. That's why they're trying to label us a hate group for calling ourselves Israelites, because our rise means their fall. It is written. This is this is the word of God. Us turning back to our God means he takes everything from them that they have had. All the blessings that they had will turn into curses. All of our curses turn into blessings. It is the turning of everything upside down, or should I say, right side up. Let's go to Jeremiah. Had to drink. That was judgment and wrath of God. All right. Now, this cup that all of these nations have to drink from, it is the wrath of God. And all of the nations of the world, they are going to have to drink. All of these nations who took part in the transatlantic slave trade, who took part in enslaving the Negroes, the blacks, aka the real Israelites, they will have to drink from this cup. They will certainly drink. For lo, I begin to bring evil on the city, which is called by my name. That's Israel. And should ye be utterly punished? So the Most High God is saying, I'm going to bring evil upon my beloved people that are called by my name. And so if I'm going to do this to them, do you really believe that you are going to get away scot-free? You think you're going to get raptured out of here and avoid punishment? That's what he's trying to tell you. You're not going to get raptured out of here and avoid punishment. My beloved Israel had to endure the great evil that I brought upon them, and so will ye, all you other nations. And they know it. If they don't know it logically, in their spirits, they know it. They feel it. This is why there is this great racism and this great hatred towards the Negroes that is within these people, because spiritually, they are the seed of Satan. And so the children of God are the natural enemies of the children of Satan. So they hate us with an ungodly hatred that can't be explained because it's a spiritual thing. He says, ye shall not be unpunished. Christianity is not going to get you out of punishment. For I will call for a sword upon all the inhabitants of the earth, saith the Lord of hosts. Therefore, prophesy thou against them all these words, and say unto them, Yahweh shall roar from on high, and utter his voice from his holy habitation. He shall mightily roar upon his habitation. He shall give a shout, as they that tread the grapes, against all the inhabitants of the earth. Right? Remember, the heathens, the Gentiles, are called grapes. So in the grape harvest, the grapes are gathered for the wine press. All right? That's what he's talking about. A noise shall come even to the ends of the earth. For Yahweh hath a controversy with the nations. The Most High God has a problem. He has an issue with all the nations. What is that issue? It is the enslavement of Israel, the utter destruction and persecution of his beloved people. He will plead with all flesh. He will give them that are wicked to the sword, saith Yahweh. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, behold, evil shall go forth from nation to nation, and a great whirlwind shall be raised up from the coasts of the earth. And the slain of Yahweh shall be at that day from one end of earth even unto the other end of the earth. They shall not be lamented, neither gathered nor buried. They shall be dung upon the ground. This is what's coming for all the nations that persecuted Israel. So watching the true Israelites awaken means this judgment is getting closer and closer. This is that spiritual fear that they have, that anger that they feel when they hear us and see us and think of us, because they can't stop thinking of us. We're constantly on their minds. We're at the forefront of their thoughts. They can't explain why, but they just know that they hate us. We've never done unto them what they've done unto us, but yet they hate us as if we have a history of killing them and persecuting them and enslaving them and torturing them and using our power of the judicial system and the law and everything else, all of these systems that we have, that we set up all of these oppressive racist systems to keep them down. They act like we've done that to them. They're more angry at us than we are at them. Imagine that. Imagine. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land. And this is the part I want to get. And slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. What does he say? The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned, meaning they shall never be famous. They shall never be glorified. Now, Christians, European Christians, you know that your forefathers were responsible for the slave trade and great evils and wickedness. You can say that you didn't do it all you want, but listen to what this says. It says that the seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. So even if you claim that you didn't do it, and you're right, you didn't have anything to do with slavery or persecution of the Negroes or anything like that, but you are the seed of those evildoers. And so his promise is that the seed of the evildoers shall never be renowned. So how can you be the elect of God, the 144,000, the bride of Christ? The bride of Christ is renowned, will be renowned. The elect will be renowned. The children of God will be renowned. How can you be the renowned and also the seed of evildoers? But the promise of God is that the seed of evildoers will never be renowned. That doesn't make sense. But I never owned slaves. Verse 21, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers. That's not right. I never prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. If you are the seed of evildoers, slaughter is prepared for you for the iniquity of your fathers. Your nations are fallen to never rise again, to never possess the land of inheritance, any land of the earth ever again, nor to fill the face of the world with cities. And this is why the people are scared, because of the true promise of God, the true prophecies, not the horrible Christian manglings and interpretations of prophecy. No, true biblical prophecy is causing, stirring fear in the spirits of all the nations. So they are terrified watching this Hebrew Israelite awakening happening all over the world before their faces. So Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1, woe unto them, destruction unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. All of these unrighteous laws which they have created in this country. Destruction are coming to these people who have made these laws, who are all the lawmakers and the lawgivers and the law pushers in this world, in this country. Them, their forefathers, and their seed will never be renowned. They're all scheduled for destruction. To turn aside the needy from judgment, listen, and to take away the right from the poor of my people. Right? These people who turned away, who took away the right from the poor of his people. What is the right? The right to their inheritance as being the children of Israel by renaming us Negroes and blacks and coloreds and African Americans and saying that we're not the Israelites. You have taken away the right of our inheritance, the right to his laws and to his commandments and to a shared inheritance with Christ. You have taken away the right from the poor of his people, that widows may be their prey. You see, they have instituted unrighteous decrees that forced black families to be blown up and destroyed, to make it so that black men and black women don't get together, can't stay together, can't get along, and make the men poor and destitute, and make it to where they can't get the jobs, and give the jobs and the opportunities and the school and welfare and WIC and child support and alimony, all of these different things that they set up for the women to have to make them widows, right? To make them widows either by force or by choice, so that these women can become their prey, because it's easy to prey on women that don't have men around. That's what they did. They made the black woman their prey. Easy pickings, easy prey, by removing her covering, by removing and helping her and causing her to do it themselves. See, now black women do it on autopilot all by themselves. They run the men off, not knowing this is the design of Satan, to make the black woman and the black children easy prey. That widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. This is all prophecy. We are watching what happened to the blacks in America. Is all prophecy. Look who he's talking to. See, the truth is here if you had a discerning spirit, right?